Hi, I wanted to do a video today on an experience that I recently had with one of my clients who came to me on an 8-week journey of healing. He gave me permission to not only share this video, but also his name. His name is Jeffrey Stein. Some of you may know him. He's a famous author. He wrote the Jack Steele novels as well as Smile More, Stress Less, which I highly recommend his writing. He is incredibly talented and incredibly intelligent. So through this experience, Jeff found me online, and he was in the process of a 30-year healing journey of trying to heal his body of lung issues, skin issues, autoimmune things, food sensitivities. He had been to many doctors and was just not finding the answers and the results that he was looking for. So he started to turn to energy work. He originally started with another energy healer who he also still sees. And he started with her and asked her, how often should he come? And she said the same thing that I tell my clients, like every 4 to 8 weeks. He received messages that he should speed up that process by going a lot more, and that he would be able to heal himself in a lot faster capacity. So he listened to that outer intelligence, as he calls it, where he felt he should go daily, sometimes a couple of hours a day. He was able to clear skin issues that he hadn't been able to clear, and as well as food issues that he hadn't been able to do in, like I said, 30 years. He had amazing results by doing this. He still felt some blockages within his body that he wanted some assistance on, so that's where he found me, started to come to me, and decided that he wanted to come every week, the same day, the same time, for 8 weeks to see what he would experience. Through this journey together, I learned a lot about my gift, as well as seeing the amazing results that he was able to give me feedback on. I wrote some notes down, and I want to make sure to kind of clarify some of the things that he did. He came to me specifically for the heart chakra and the lungs, and clearing things with like asthma and with his lungs, and detoxifying, as well as thought patterns and beliefs. He was really starting to trust intelligence. Every time that he came to see me, he was very intentional about what he wanted to work on specifically that day, as well as what we were going to focus on clearing. This is incredibly important, as I usually ask my clients, what is your intention for today's session? Because Jeff came very intentional and so often and frequently, I believe that this was a huge part of his healing journey. So I do want to specify that. Some of the things that we experienced during our time together was a recoding of his cellular DNA. I physically saw images of recoding happening within his body, where we were restructuring things, especially with like thought patterns and cellular DNA. This was probably about 4 or 5 sessions in, and it was amazing. After that, we focused on removing blockages and anything else that needed to be cleared. It was very interesting because when I do sessions, I tend to see things, and I saw some things in his bloodline that I shared with him that were actually right on. And as part of the healing process and the removal, I do feel like we cleared some of that was not his, that was actually in his bloodline, then passed down in some capacity, which was very interesting because those family members did not have any health issues, but was somehow relayed to me that it was related. As Jeff says, every body is different. I also really believe this. So with every single person, I do believe that results will be different. And I do believe that the more intentional that you are about your own healing process, or the more frequently that you go, will definitely depend on the results and the rapid change in things that you will personally experience for yourself. Now, when we finished our last session, which was 8 weeks ago. He came every single Thursday morning for 8 weeks. And at the end of that, he told me that his reactions to his health and his skin issues dramatically decreased by almost 100%. This was over a 30-year span. So I feel like how he feels about these percentages is pretty huge because he knows his mind and body better than anybody else. His reaction to politics, the world problems, or even like just media itself was down nearly 90%. He was no longer felt affected by the outside world, which I also felt was a pretty significant number. Another thing that we really worked on was the mind chatter, like the monkey mind, the constant thought process of things. He felt that the internal conversations and the noisiness of the mind was down 70 to 80%, which was a big thing for him, which we did work on almost every single session. So I felt overall this was really a huge success. I want to talk about one of the things that I really liked was when he came in, he would tell me specifically what he would not want us to work on and what he did want us to work on, as far as sound healing, the tuning forks, the crystal bowls, even the Beitar bed, whether he wanted to use that day or not. I was really open to how this would play out. I'm used to leading and just facilitating whatever I feel, but I felt like something told me to trust, and this really opened my own gift of what I'm capable of doing and working with when someone is so intentional about their own healing process. I found this incredibly enlightening for myself, as well as very expansive in what I do. I am really grateful for this opportunity, and it reminded me of why I originally created my energetic upgrade package, because I had an experience where I developed that specifically due to an experience I had with a client from a couple of years ago who lived out in California. I have a large following out in California, and this client reached out to me and said, can we do sessions every 2 weeks for an extended period of time because I want to transform a certain area of my life? And I agreed to do that to see how it would go. She ended up doing sessions with me consistently every 2 weeks for 6 months and completely transformed her work area of her life, and now owns her own business and is killing it. And so when it comes to being very intentional about what you want to transform or change in your life, it really does come down to how much action you're putting to it and what the energy work is that you're doing around it. Energy work is for everybody. And more importantly, it's a daily practice in some way, shape, or form. A daily, weekly, monthly. I mean, I get my own energy work done, 3 to 4 times a month for myself. And I find this incredibly helpful to my own healing journey and to where I am being intentional of what I either want to transform or just clear from myself. It's not always about needing the answers. It's about how I'm wanting to show up in the world or for myself. I really hope that you guys find this video impactful in some way or inspiring. It really was transformational for me and such a great experience. I'm sending you all a lot of love, and we'll talk soon.